Hi guys, welcome back. Sid here on Tolkien Craft 2, and if you caught the live stream, or you caught the live stream after I uploaded it and set it live tonight, you will know that in the last live stream we had a hell of a problem with a glitch in the Deep Dark. I died, lost all my stuff in the void because of a glitch, world loading glitch, and I kind of quit the live stream in a fit of pique. I didn't really kind of quit, I didn't just go, yeah, and stop, but I just decided at that point there was no point really pushing onwards. I restored the level.dat and my player data from a backup because, you know, I don't mind dying. I'm the first person in the world who will admit when I die because I derp or do something stupid or I'm just overconfident or whatever it may be. But what I refuse to do is die to a glitch in the game and lose everything just because the game glitches and bugs out. So yeah, here I am. I'm back where I was, but I've done a little bit of jiggery-pokery around the place. So down here in the mob spawner, you've got some stuff going on. I think the slime has managed to spawn in there, which is slowing things down. So I've moved the enchantment table down here, and just so I've got easy access to this thing. So I've got my enchantment table down here. I've got a little workbench with a chest underneath it, so I can get in and just go and bang, grab a thing. Sharpness 3, not particularly. Actually, no, that's not too bad. I can use it. And yeah, so I'm just at the moment doing basically emptying this tank of experience and getting a whole bunch of enchants going, and then we can let it fill up and I can do the same. Now the reason I'm doing this and doing the books is quite simple. I wanted to have a bash at Botania Enchanting. Now Botania Enchanting uses books to infuse the item, but it doesn't actually. Oh, another wrecking. I don't want all this wrecking. That's for a crowbar. I've looked that up. It makes crowbars do more damage. It's a railcraft enchantment for thaumium crowbars. Who knew that thaumium crowbars are even a thing? So there we go. Let's get another one going. So I'm just going to get a whole load of these books going together. I haven't got a huge amount of useful ones so far. Let me just show you what we got so far. Fire Protection 3, Magnetic 1, suppose it's better than Kicking the Chops, Power 4, we've got the Wrecking 4, Wrecking 2, Sharpness 3, Wrecking 3, we've got Haste 3, which is probably about the best one I've got. Things Protection 3, Soulbound 1 might be useful, depending on how well Soulbound works. But that's it, and I've got some bookcases in here so we can kind of build up a library of damage 4. I think that might be, you know, I have no idea. Damage 4 sounds like another railcraft. I may have to check that one up. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to be doing for a little while. Just get these going, and then we'll come back once I've used up all the goodies from in here, and we'll see what we ended up with. So I will see you in a moment. Okay, so we didn't get a huge amount more. I've got a Fire Protection 4, which I suppose isn't too bad. Soulbound 1, I've got Magnetic 1 on its own. Poison 1, I'm guessing that probably poisons things. Damage 4 I still need to look up. Protection 3, I would have liked to have another protection book, and then I could have combined them to make Protection 4, but wasn't meant to be on this round. Anyway, we're out of juice. What? That was a Hecate. That was a Hecate that just died in there. It's still not filtering properly. That came through. I have no idea what that does, so we'll have to look that one up. But yeah, well, we can't have everything. So, yes. What the hell was I going to say? The Enchanting System, Botania Enchanting System. We're going to need. I'm just going to head it back inside for now, out of the way, and we let's go in there because I think that's where my Botania book is. So mana production is not a problem now. We've got an absolute buttload of it, and I have got a use for that mana a bit further down the road, but right now I just want to have a look at my Lexica Botanica. And is it natural apparatus, enchanting with mana? So utilising magical power emitted from the mana pylons, a structure that can enchant items with books without consuming them can be created, called a mana enchanter. Imaginative name there. Constructing one of these requires a fair amount of space and materials alike. Construct the mana enchanter one requires, as well as a fair amount of space, 17 obsidian blocks, 10 mystical flowers of any colour, 6 mana pylons and a lapis lazuli block. And then we basically have to make this shape in obsidian. We have to place mana pylons 1 block up in these positions. We then have to place mystical flowers under there and in these 4 there. Lapis block in the middle, and you right click the lapis block with the wand of the forest and you get your mana enchanter. You then need to provide it with mana and spell books. So first thing we are going to need to do is check our obsidian situation, because I need 17 and I don't think I've got 17 to hand. If I haven't, it's not a problem, I know where I can get it, but we'll check that, sleep the night off. Obsidian, oh, alright. So if I go 17 obsidian, that's that one in the bag. We're going to need to make 6 mana pylons, and we are going to need some mana flowers, mystical flowers, mana pylon. So I need 12 mana steel and 6 mana diamonds. Okay, well, we can get all of this together, so I'm going to sleep the night off, get the stuff together, and I will be right back with you. Okay, gathered a whole load of stuff. So the first things we need to do is get a couple of sparks going. So that's those sorted. We also need, where are we? It is that and that. I think it's that way round with that. Yep, that will give us our 6 mana pylons. I've been out and got the colours to match, because, you know, me and all that. So the last thing we need to do is sleep. So as soon as the days come back round, we can go and have a look at where I'm thinking about building this thing. And what I am thinking about doing is, let me arm myself, because there's all sorts of goodness spawns around here, is building a staircase up there. I haven't decided exactly how yet, but so for the time being we'll use the trees, and we're going to come up, and I'd like to keep this again. This is Botania, so I want to keep it in the centre to some degree. Let me change my mode. So we're going to clear this spot up the top here a bit. Oh god, there's one of these tall trees, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to quickly clear some of this space off. Don't need a vast area, but we do need enough area. So I will get that done, and I will be right back with you. Right, we've cleared the space, and I will naturize this up a little bit more once we've done. But so this is the middle, so we need to carve out this peculiar cross shape to start off with, and this is all pretty straightforward. Just cut it up and place in your obsidian, but I'd rather get the shape cut out with obsidian rather than have to mine up the block that I've just placed. So I end up with that particular structure there. And then now the book suggests placing the mana pylons, but I'm going to do it 1, 2, 3. So we've got a flower there, 1, 2, 3, flower there. And then from there we go 1, and from there we go 1, From there it goes out that way one, and from there it goes out that way one. And then we'll stick our purple flowers in the middle, cause purple, me, you know. And then we can place the mana pylons on top of the flowers. I'll probably like fix this area up a little bit nicer once we've got this built and working. So that is the basic structure, and then we can whack you down there. Grab our wand of the forest, which should be there, and right click, and there we go. We have our mana enchanter. Now I'm going to want obviously some power for this, so I'm going to place my mana pool here. I just filled up a couple of tablets, so that's one going in, and at the same time I'm going to place a spark here and there, so they are connected. All jolly good. And the sun's going down, so I'm going to fill this pool up. I've got another tablet. Hang on, wait till it's ready. I've got another tablet, so we'll get a full mana pool going on. Wait till the morning, grab a couple of books. I'm probably going to stick sharpness on this at a guess for the time being. I might put haste on my boots as well. And then we shall be good to go. So I'll see. Oh, I suppose the other thing I should do up here is light the is light the area up, shouldn't I? Might not be a bad idea. While we're waiting, yeah. So I will see you in the morning. Right, it's well, it's actually getting on to midday. I've been faffing around a bit, making sure the area was well lit. Full mana pool. Mana Enchanter. I've got the Sharpness 3 book. I'm using this because I don't know if I'm going to stick with this or not. There's other toys to play with in this pack. So all we need to do is we pop our item to enchant in there. We throw this in the circle, right click, and what we should see is mana should start flowing. It will do that little runic inscription. At that point, once this rune's gone in, you can pick the book up. And we can take the item off, and there we have Emerald Glaive with Sharpness 3. So it's now doing 11.75 attack. Should be enough to two-shot most monsters. It's not brilliant, but having said that, I think that sword I was using wasn't as good either. So one trick I've found is if you have multiple books and you're doing multiple enchants, it's a good thing just to put the books you want in the in your inventory and keep the others somewhere else. So if I, for example, wanted to do my boots and I were to enchant those, and I want to stick on the Soulbound, Fire Protection 4 and Haste, why not? I should be able to do that. Now apparently you cannot use this to enchant items which are already enchanted, so I'm not going to be doing all my items today because I just don't have enough, well, I don't have the books I want. I'd like some protection 5s and things like that, maybe a water breathing or aqua affinity. Not so bothered about the night vision enchant because the night vision looks vile in the daytime, but there you go. So we should be able to pick those up now. And if you pick them up beforehand, it breaks it. And that should have Fire Protection, Haste 3. It's got Haste 3 on it twice apparently, but I don't think it has. So we should now be a bit nippier. Yep, and we're on Fire Protection. So that's the mana enchant. Now obviously I do need to come up with a route up. I've got some plans. I could have done with feather falling on those, but hey ho, I can always add them via an anvil later, should the necessity arrive. So what I'm thinking is we've got this cave here, which we don't get much spawning in because it's nicely lit up. There's more that can be said for this area. Oh god, the only problem with this light spell is it won't place a light where there is foliage. But that in itself isn't a major problem, you can soon fix that. So what I was thinking was around here, coming up, maybe straight through this cave, or maybe on the outside. I'm not sure whether I like this enchant, it's a bit fast. Typical after you've done it after the fact, but there you go. So I've got myself some carpent. Oh god, it's night time already. Right, I will sleep and work out the path I'm going to take, and we'll be back in a moment. See you in a moment. Right, the only thing, I've got the stairs going up. It still needs a little bit of work, but the only thing left really that needs to be done is we just need a bit of a path leading through here to the... I may actually... no, we'll probably stack that up a little bit, but... And what I'm going to use for that is a mixture. I've got some of these stones. If I take that and do, I think it's that one. So we can come out here like that. We've got a little bit of this going on. I need some more of those fancy cobbles. There. And we can probably also use some of those, and I think is it? It is that one, I think. So we can just get in here and just kind of mix up the pavement just a touch, and just for variety we can also throw in the odd thing. So you've got a kind of a path running through here, and this should all be nice and sexy and good, hopefully. And maybe just sticking some dirt in here. So if I kind of go like this, then we can continue over this way. Keep that level at this point till we get to here. Okay. Oh god, these boots I may have to disenchant. Well, I haven't got any means of disenchanting them, of course, now, but they are a little bit faster than I anticipated. At least they haven't altered my field of view, which is my usual complaint with these things. So we can pop a few of these in, we can stick a little bit of this chisel dirt here and there, and maybe just a little smidge of that, so that should grow up nice and green. We can use one of these as a step down, and I tried shearing the moss to see what I got from that, but it really doesn't have any practical use for us, unfortunately, here. So so this is kind of less of a path. Well, it's a path, obviously, but it's more of a broken path, I think is the word I am looking for. Bit of that there. We'll go with a bit of you there. Go with a little bit of you there, and that just takes us through nicely. Now what I do need to do is just change mode, break that, bring up the... No, I think we're good. Maybe, just maybe, we'll pop a double step in there just for good measure. And they're just so, and then we come up here. I think this needs sorting a little bit. That brings us up to the top. We've got a bit more of this broken dirt up here, and here we are. in our enchanting area. All good and well. So, the problem I have now is the shortage of the correct books, and the only way we're going to fix that is by gaining experience. Now obviously I can go out there and beat the snot out. I'm sorry. You really have no purpose. Yeah, we could come in here and beat the snot out of, well, we could go out and beat the snot out of mobs, or we can hover around the spawner, which will take a while, or we can try and improve the spawner and get some more spawners in there, and that's one option that I am considering. Let me get these books back on the shelf. Bonk. And eventually we'll get it so these books are catalogued and all correctly done in the right thing. So we'll have like protection on one shelf and weapon enchants on another shelf and so on and so forth. So I'm going to check how long I've been going. That's probably my first requirement. Clear my inventory a bit, which is probably a more important requirement. I may actually try and get a choco breed on as well. I may come back to do that, see, because obviously if I get a mutation, then we want to share that. So yeah, I'm going to clear my inventory, check how long I've been going, and we'll decide where we go from there. So I'll be back in a moment. I think we're getting a bit close to time actually, at 21 minutes. However, I did notice something. I thought, oh, are there any quests I can complete? And we have 2 quests complete that we've not even realised we've done. And they are these ones: venture to other worlds. So it wanted a mana pylon. Well, I've got 4 of 4, we made those. So it's going to give us a reward bag and a bunch of this. So we'll take that. And then we got alternate enchanting, which is more mana pylons, mystical light blue flowers, God only knows. The obsidian was easy enough. We're going to get a block of terra steel and a block of mana steel, and we'll take that reward bag. Now let's just have a quick peek what we got. We've got a greater and an epic. We've got a block of mana steel, so I don't need to use you. And a block of terra steel. We'll stick this terra steel in there because I don't need that right now. I will break the mana steel down. I think I want 3 of those for something I want to have a bash at. You can go in there. Those mana spreaders, God only knows whether I'll find use for them or not. So, oh bugger, that one obviously has been dropped. But there is one item left in the Botania tree that we need to do, which is a dragonstone. It wants 1 of 1. Now dragonstones are pretty straightforward. They're elven, alphamancy or elven trading. And what we are going to need to do is we're going to take a diamond and turn it into a mana diamond, and chuck it to the elves, and bang, 1 dragonstone. So that should give us that. We get Gaia pylon, drum of the wild, and a block of elementium, and another reward bag. So that we need to get to there to open up this, which obviously looks like we've already done some of that, although that looks to be the helmet of revealing, so we'll have to have a look at that. And we got a legendary reward bag. Now before I open those, there is one more thing I wanted to have a look at. I was just kind of flicking through the Lexica Botanica, and I came across this, an assembly halo, which is a fairly straightforward crafting recipe. Just needs some mana steel and hey, come on, get up. And this just looked curiously interesting to me. Curiously interesting. So let me pop that in. So that gives us this assembly halo. And it's basically a portable crafting table. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? It's just, I've not got anything to craft, anything on me that I can craft with, but it remembers the recipes, and you can just basically scroll around and say, I want to set that recipe, or I want to set that recipe, or that recipe, or that recipe. I mean, that is brilliant. So that is a definite keeper. Right, let's have a look what we got. So let's start with a greater reward bag. Bloodstone bricks, blood shards, and diamonds. Well, that's pretty good. Especially those. They'll save me a lot of hassle. An epic reward bag. Yeah, very useful when I come to start doing AE. Legendary reward bag. Now, I'm not going to get my hopes up, because I've been disappointed by things with the word legendary in them before. And I have just been disappointed again. I mean, it's not disappointed, but Christ almighty, how many potions does one man need? So yeah, that's we're made some good progress. And now I think we are going to have to go down this route next and get into here. So we're going to have to follow the Thorncraft. We're going to got the witchery, but we could go down this, which I may do. That might be worthwhile doing. Getting to those, it doesn't really open anything up, but it does close off a quest nicely. And obviously we've got the blood magic that way. So in industry we have got so much to cover, it's beyond a joke really. What was that one? Alliumite and a ball of moss. Again, that's probably fairly straightforward. So, but we are getting there in terms of the quests. As I say, I'm not really overly concentrating on the quests right now, purely and simply because... Ooh, Drum of the Wild. We're going to need a mana spreader for that mana gun thing. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the pack for what it is, rather than just doing all the HQM elements of it. But before we finish, we'll just try one more little breed job on our chocos. See if we can't get a babby that's, I think it's blue is the one we're after. Could have sworn I heard footsteps. Blue is the one we're after, isn't it? Yes, we got green. Okay, go on. I love the way these two rush together. Oh, we got another green one. Damn it. Knowing my luck, I'll probably... Oops. I'll probably get a female anyway. I probably need to, I don't know, put these chocos somewhere else, because they're... It seems a shame to breed them and not... Well, you're getting a bit stressed. Yeah, it seems a shame to breed them and not use them. This is definitely not sorting out. I must find out what that does, because that looks interesting. Let's try it on, in fact. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Oh, well, it's not very pointy. But there we go. As I say, I don't know what it does. So yeah, we'll just leave that where it is for now. Don't even know what dropped it, to be honest. There really has to be a way to get the enchants off those things, and well, there is a way, but it involves me getting it's in, what's it? Draconic Evolution. That's the mod. And obviously it involves me getting that draconic stuff. So anyway, I think we'll call this one an episode. It might be a little bit shorter than usual, but until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.